Friends, in this video for ithought Advisor, I am going to talk to you on the topic productizing the ithought way. We began as a service. The first 5 to 7 years, our entire focus was on service. But all along, we were working on something which means a lot to us, and it means a lot more to every one of you. That is, how do we productize and deliver superior investor experience? Why is it important to productize? Let me first answer that question. When you productize a service, you are able to create a sharper, focused way of delivery. The investment philosophy, the promise, the suitability of the product to the investor's requirement, and the ability to create multiple products from which the investor has ample choice to suit his own need. All these things mean a lot to me personally and to our entire team, because in the end, whatever we do is not about us. It is about our investors, every one of you who are with us, because in the end, we must be able to deliver what we want to deliver for you, what we intend to deliver for you consistently and sustainably. Sure, there will be periods of ups and downs. There would be phases of underperformance. There would be phases of outperformance as well. But overall, the investment experience, how you feel about these phases, how comfortable you are owning a product is very, very important. So, all along, even while we were a service, we were working on curating products which will give you that superior experience. In my opinion, a service does not have the robustness and the overall packaging which a product can give. Simply speaking, I used to see people who are very conservative, who don't want to take risks, still not understanding what to compare their returns with. On the one side, there will be people who are high risk takers, who have the risk profile, who will want to compare their investment performance with, say, a benchmark like the Nifty. On the other side, there will be people who don't have the risk appetite, who have very low gestation periods, whose money is not going to be available for very long periods of time, who have goals coming up one after the other, wanting to compare their investment returns with the highest returns which probably a very high risk product may give. When I saw this, I felt that the problem is not with the investor. It's with the way a service is understood. It's the way in which a service is delivered, and services distinctly lack that clarity. They lack that brand focus, they lack that packaging, and they lack that sharpness. The only way you can raise that sharpness to a level which the investor is very, very clear is by productizing. There is another very important gain in productizing, that is, we are able to execute better. You all know that when the RIA regulation came, the principle was that the advisor should not be involved in the execution. Subsequently, some changes have come. But overall, the investor's role in the execution was very, very high in a service. And the investors were often not able to fulfill their roles due to their preoccupation, their own professional pressures, work pressures, time pressures. In the end, the delivery, the execution of the advice often did not meet the requirement of the decision. All these things made us think harder, and the more we thought about it, the more we were convinced that you need to productize all the time, and you need to create products which solve very, very important and difficult problems for the investor. One simple problem most investors face is that their risk appetite is not very high. The average Indian investor has a moderate risk appetite. Yet, he has to invest in equity because he needs those equity returns to beat inflation. We believe that we could create products which are superior to conventional moderate risk products in the mutual fund space. In the PMS space, there were hardly any moderate risk products. Even the so-called products which invest only in blue chips were actually investing without respecting valuations. As a result of that, the risk levels, even in stocks which usually should be moderate risk, became high. So for us, it was very important that you should create products which address the moderate risk appetite of the vast majority of Indian investors. So when we launched the first few products, our focus was entirely on this. This approach meant that we would even avoid investing in financials, meaning banks or businesses with leverage, in our flagship product Solitaire, which we started first. Subsequently, we launched a product called Coin, which invests only within the Nifty, and even within the Nifty in a very narrow band of companies which fulfill certain criteria which we set. Effectively, the principle in both these products was our investors don't have a high risk appetite, yet we must do investing in a way which will meet their expectations, beat whatever benchmarks we set, and also give them an investment experience which is superior. By that I mean that they must be conservative investors who sleep well. That's something I really like about Philip Fisher, and our whole focus was on giving that experience to our investors. It took us time to stabilize the portfolio, to curate the investment experience, and as more investors got in, ensure that those who are coming in last also have just as good an experience as investors who have stayed longer. This is what we feel a product system allows us to do, because execution is very smooth. We are able to make investors come on board easily. We are able to make them add money, and they don't have to bother about each investment decision getting executed on time. All that is taken care of. The third product we launched was a small cap product. Small cap is a very tricky space. We took the same principles which we followed in Solitaire into the small cap space and launched Riddhi. Here again, we wanted to invest within a framework, in a conservative way, in a very difficult space, and yet create superior investment performance and a great investment experience. The fourth product we launched is actually a culmination of the entire work we have done in ithought over these 12 years. It's a product which addresses a lot of problems which investors face. The first problem is asset allocation. The second problem is, how do you have all your investments in one place and monitor them? How do you invest in multiple assets in one place and create one product? How can you shrink wrap everything into one solution? In that sense, Sphere is a very unique product. It's a product not there in the industry. The most critical thing which went into Sphere was, we were very determined in making it a one-stop answer to multiple investment needs. It's a problem solver product, and it's a product that does intelligent investing, it does good investing, and it ensures that the economic performance of our country will be captured in the investor's portfolio without fail. In all our products, we have avoided speculation. We have avoided risk taking merely to create returns. We have taken risks in some businesses where we had conviction when the market did not have conviction. We have understood that our investors need investment experience first, and that is very critical for them to scale up their investments and achieve their financial goals. My sense is that products are doing a far better job in delivering that than services. That is why we have reinvented ourselves completely as a products company, and we would selectively come out with more products when we feel there is a specific niche need and that need needs to be addressed through a product. Meanwhile, the products that we have launched have got very good acceptance during these 3 years, and the last year has been particularly very encouraging for us. Investors are seeing the merit of actually using a PMS product, enjoying costs lower than a mutual fund, and getting a superior investment experience. That in essence is the whole proposition that goes into every ithought PMS product, and that in essence is the core philosophy of the ithought way. I'm glad you had the patience to listen to what I had said, and I do hope that we do this investment journey together and achieve your investment goals in a way which doesn't make you lose your sleep. Thank you very much.